Yo, what up? It's your boy T Kimmy, aka Spotlight, and you watching Hostal Waters TV.
Greetings, citizens, and welcome to another episode of Marz versus Venus. I am your host with the most. What's in store with T Moore? And boy, do we have a doozy of a show for you today. Fantastic show topics, awesome questions, and a phenomenal cast of characters. The co-hosts. Let's start the introduction, shall we?
Natasha. I'm Camilla.
Voice of reason.
Jericho.
And I'm T Moore, I tell you. Anything groovy going on for you guys this week? Anything happening with the kiddos? Any new neighbors?
Today's my daughter's birthday.
Awesome.
She's 8.
Okay. Anything planned?
Skate party tomorrow.
Nice. Rollerblading, I tell you. How about you? Anything going on?
Just working on some music with my daughter.
Nice. The voice. I tell you, you got something really groovy outside there, buddy.
Man, yeah, man. Just got another work trip. I with dad on it. So that's about it.
But are you just calling that work, or just a work truck?
It's a work trip.
That's why he's the voice, I tell you. And how about you?
Unexpectedly on camera.
Wowzers. I tell you. Well, we're going to just dive right into the meat of the show. That was just perfect timing. And hop into some of these questions. Real answers, people. Okay. For the ladies, name something guys say when they're rejected by females.
Gosh, we got a lot of stalkers. Oh, you know something.
No, just why. I always get a why. Why? Why am I not good enough? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, what can I do different? And it's like, it's just not you. It's just, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
It's not interested.
Now, why would that be? Is it something?
It could be the way that they presented themselves to me. I mean, it all depends on how you approach me. I mean.
Now, do you like real aggressive approach, like, come here?
No.
Or do you just like real subtle?
No, you aggressively approach me, I'm going to be aggressive back. So
okay.
I might cuss you out until you get away from me. So
okay.
You know, and I'm not one to, like, when you're in a bar and somebody buys you a drink, I'll buy you a drink back.
Wow.
You know, so that you don't think I owe you something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't owe you nothing. There's you, thank you, I appreciate it. Here's your one back, just out of courtesy. So that I'm not at the end of the night and trying to walk out and he's outside like, I bought you a drink, so what's up?
Right point. How about you?
Rejected out. They probably ask, what's wrong with me? And I'm like, obviously it's something, but that's basically what they always ask. Is something wrong with me, or what you don't like about me, or what? So.
Now, when guys reject you, the voice, what do you say to them?
When guys reject me?
Yeah.
I'd be like, dang.
Oh boy, crazy. How about you?
See, I go for the ones that more say I respect your feelings and leave it at that.
Okay. Okay. All right, some good answers. How about this? Should men help with household chores?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
It depends.
Okay. And why?
If I'm at home, I'm not working, everything should be done already.
Mm.
But if we both have a job, we're both, doing that, then we both should share the chores. I mean, if he gets home from me, before me, then he should be doing, starting dinner or make sure the kids were picked up. And I shouldn't have to carry all the weight just because I'm the female.
Now, what if he didn't have a real job? What if he just went out and stole copper all day?
Okay, we wouldn't be together. I'm not with Fred Sanford. I'm sorry, no.
Okay. How about you? What you got?
I think that they should help out.
Yeah.
I think it should be a 50-50 thing. Anytime you're working at a team, you're always going to succeed. So, we can lay out, you do the dishes, you do the bathroom, and, and I think it'll be a good thing like that.
Have you ever had a man that can fold a fitted sheet?
I can't even fold a fitted sheet.
Okay,
so.
all right.
So it's okay. So.
What you got, the voice?
Yeah, I believe so, man. It's just me and my kids at my house now, so I do all the chores and stuff now. You know.
That guy's awesome. The father of the year, buddy. I tell you. How about you?
Teamwork.
Teamwork make the dream work.
For sure.
I tell you. Here's another one. If you went on a blind date and the date looked horrible, would you leave or would you stay? I mean, if you got to the date and you was like, what is going on here? Would you leave or would you stay?
If it was a blind date, I mean, I would stay because that's just rude to be like, okay, you're ugly. But I mean, I'm not going to be rude. But I'm going, you know, to let you know, like, I mean, it was nice to have dinner with you or whatever, but, you know, I don't know why my friends set us up together because we don't even have anything in common. You know, I'm not going to say you're ugly, but I'm going to say, you know, we don't have nothing in common. I don't know why she would thought we'd be a good couple.
Right.
And I don't want to waste your time and I don't want to waste mine, so I'm good. But I appreciate the dinner and call it that.
Okay. How about you?
I think I'd stay. I done had some of the best time with the ugliest dudes. And shoot,
Okay.
I mean, I'm saying, I don't think the look should, I mean, if it's your first date, I don't think the look should be, you know, a big, significant thing. You know what I'm saying? You're there to have a good time or whatever. So I'm okay with, you know, just participating. And then if I ain't got to call him back afterwards, I don't got to call him back.
I'll tell you, a hell of a American. How about you, boys?
Well, are y'all gonna at least split the bill if y'all not gonna call them back?
No.
I would. I mean, why not? I don't care.
No,
You wouldn't know if
yeah,
you
blind
were
date.
afterwards.
blind date. I would.
You will stay?
Yeah.
Okay.
We sit in the back corner of the restaurant, but I'd stay.
Okay.
And she'd have to face the wall. If I see somebody else coming, oh,
Right. Okay. How about you?
I've been on some. They make good friends.
Okay. Okay.
that's what pretty girls say to folks.
I'll tell you. They're great friends. I tell you. I can call him for anything, and he's right there for me. Here's another one. Check this out. In Mississippi, a new policy would take effect actually tomorrow, requiring SNAP recipients to work or volunteer at least 20 hours a week in order to keep their benefits. Do you think Ohio should adopt this?
Heck yeah.
Why?
Because, man, there's a bunch of folks receiving that stuff. They're not doing nothing. Mm-hmm. And the reality is that's a help tool. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And some people just living off of it. Like, it's used until you can do better. No. If you're going to be on that, at least volunteer to do something.
Great point. Because you got something?
I think you should.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
20 hours ain't too bad to, you know, commit your time for something that you're getting free. So,
especially if you won't have nothing else going on.
I mean, I remember when they started off with, when they adopted the thing when, you know, they was giving away the welfare indefinitely, and then they stopped it with 36 weeks, and we had to do something then.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I definitely believe it's a solution to these families.
Okay. How about you?
You'd have to tell me what the acronym stands for.
SNAP is actually it's for recipients that receive assistance.
It's like food
as far
stamps.
as food stamps, sometimes even money.
Yeah, nothing's for free. It's costing someone.
Okay.
Taxpayers.
Okay. Good point.
Tear my tail up in
Check this out. Hip hop mogul Akon says America was not meant for black people, and that African Americans should come back home to Africa where they will be treated with respect.
First question: is he considered a mogul?
The guys, I tell you what, he set up electricity over in Africa for thousands of people. He signed a couple people. I think the guy he does pretty good for himself. He's not considered the P. Diddy or Russell Simmons, but or the Master P. But he's okay. The guy's okay. What do you think about that? As far as how we get treated over here, as far as the police brutality, as far as, you know, how we just get looked upon as far as a threat. If they see the voice of reason coming like that, they don't like it. They'll rather see you with your pants hanging down and a do-rag around your head, or maybe even your beard.
Can't do that.
What do you think about that there, buddy?
I think it's the truth, man. The reality is, I think they're in fear of us, and to a certain extent, they want to be like us. And you know, there's no better way to intimidate people than to try to brutalize them and, you know, keep them down and infiltrate their neighborhoods with poison. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's been like that for years, man. And the sad part, there's a big number of us that try to rise above it and show our race and ethnicity that we can do whatever we want to do. But then on the same hand, you got the other part that succumb to that. You know what I mean? And you want to say it's embarrassing, but it's kind of like lack of knowledge. And then even when you teach them, sometimes it's been so far gone that they don't know anything different. You know.
Now I'm about to get a little deep on you real quick, and I usually don't, but I'll tell you. You ever notice how every city has its own Little Italy, Little China? You know, even the Jews. The only thing we have is the projects.
Right.
You know, they place us into the projects and halfway with us. Why is it that? Do you think we can get along with each other? Do you think it's a lane for? It's so hard to be able to work with your kinfolk or work with the same race. If I'm a black man, you're a black man, we're trying to work together. It's just extremely difficult, you know, for some odd reason. Do you ever think it would be a lane for us to come together and unite and actually make, you know, something happen?
I believe it would be.
Sometime soon in the near future?
Yes, I believe it could be. The question is, will it happen though?
Yeah.
The reality is, other ethnicities, you look at it, they can trace their roots and they know about their culture.
Right.
The sad part is there's a lot of African Americans, black people, that don't even read books, ask questions, know information about Africa. So there's no way we can have a little Africa, you know what I mean, if you don't even know anything about it. And that's sad. We go back, it's the new generation now, their roots, their heritage goes back rather than African food, they're looking at it as soul food. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it says that's not, this is something that we had once we came over here as slaves. That's not what we used to eat in Africa, you know? And it's sad. It doesn't go back to our roots. It just goes back to what they want us to know.
I'm going to interject on this one real quick. One of the reasons why I love why we do this show is because I think we're different. I think we're different from anything that people have going on, especially VH1. I think VH1 has a hidden agenda. And the reason why I say this, listen to this question. Ever wonder how top-rated black TV show could have 4 leading roles by black men and none of them display a positive relationship with a black woman? None of them. You know, and it gets great reviews if you see somebody like a Caboose and a Remy. That's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
You know, I think, you know, stations like VH1, they just got hidden agendas. We look like clowns. It's called social engineering, and it's a tactic of white supremacy. It's just time for people to wake up, especially our race. You know, get more educated, do more reading, be more about self, you know, knowledge of self. Anything you want to touch on that? Especially how famous and how quickly this VH1, these shows on VH1 has just been bursting out the seams for ratings.
But we're the ones that's making the ratings. I think if we maybe boycott it, I mean, we ain't got to watch it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of times, the stuff that we watch, we think it's okay. Like, you see people in there committing adultery and cheating and everything. And then this is something that usually when you see someone on TV, we want to be portrayed as that person. And now we got these negative images and we got, you know, the kids looking at it as well as our peers. And I don't think it's good at all. But.
Anybody else? You got something to touch on? Anything? Well, we got to pause for the calls for station identity. You are now tuned in to Marz versus Venus. We'll see you in 2 and 2. Howdy, folks. It's the host with the most. What's in store with T. Moore, and I'm here with Lena Wilson of Rebellious Beauty.
Hi, how are you?
I'll tell you, everything's groovy like a movie. Well, we want to talk about the business and you know, how you got started.
Okay, my name is Lena Wilson. Of course, I'm the owner of Rebellious Beauty, which is a line of all natural bath and body products that we offer for men and women.
Mm-hmm. And the products consist of?
We have a plethora of products from shea butters, sugar scrubs. Our biggest seller is our massage oil candles.
Okay, and I actually use the hemp. Was it called hemp soap and?
It is our hemp soap and shea butter called Born to Win, which is our men's line, which we are launching this year for Father's Day. Our men's line is called Sire.
I tell you, and if you guys can look very closely, I'm actually using it, and I tell you, it works good on my skin. Now, do you come to venues, or do you?
Yes, the company does a lot of vending shows, local Cleveland. We're actually headed off to Columbus and Chicago this year to promote our business.
Okay, you want to put out any information, any
Yes,
contact numbers?
Are on Facebook and Instagram. You can always visit our website at rebelliousbeauty.storeenvy.com, or you can follow us on Instagram at @onerebellious_beauty, and you can always contact us at 216-438-3325.
This is What's in Store with T. Moore, and I'm out with Lena Wilson. Deuces. Welcome back to Marz vs. Venus. I am your host with the most, What's in Store with T. Moore, and we are here with Miss Jericho Washington of JW Tax and Consulting Services. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, I am a tax advisor. I've been in the business for about 14 years now. I have an office in Elyria. We opened there 4 years ago and set up there to help the community, Elyria area. I have a lot of business outside of Elyria, Cuyahoga County, and out of state, hoping to gain more business in Elyria. So, 18 more days left of filing season. If you're in the area, please come check me out.
Now, exactly what is consulting services? Like, what would I come in and get consulted on as far as?
Business planning, if you're starting a business, bookkeeping is very fundamental. Helps keep you in business, and that's where a lot of people fall short, just with finances, not keeping track of where their money is going, or not keeping track of expenses so that they can write them off on their taxes. A lot of people pay independent contractors by cash, and that's one area that they lose a lot of money and tax credits in that area if they don't issue 1099s and things of that nature.
What was your passion behind this? Is this something that you always wanted to do coming up, or?
No, actually, I worked for a really large, reputable tax firm for about 11 years, and I just realized that once tax season was over, I was losing that relationship with the clients. So I wanted to have a continuing relationship with my clients, so I opened my own business to do that.
Wow.
That way we could have, conversations throughout the year, tax planning and things of that nature.
Okay. You want to shoot out the address, your business hours, phone numbers?
Yes, located at 162 Kerstetter Way in Elyria. This time of the year we're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays on appointments.
And the name of the business again is what?
JW Tax and Consulting Services.
Now, one quick question before we dive right back into the meat of the show. Just say, because the voice, he an ex-pimp, and if he wanted to keep track of his bras or his O's,
Why you got to put me in stuff?
how do you keep book or tracks on that? Can you give him consulting services on being a pimp and keeping his bras in line?
I can help you out.
Well, I need to see. I don't know why you always got to put me in this.
Okay. Here we go. We're just going to dive right back into the meat of the show. Now, this group here, man, I'm pretty biased, but this group here is insane. It's a group out of Minnesota that's marching around and protesting that fathers don't deserve a day. They want to end Father's Day at ASAP. What's your thoughts? I'm thinking to myself, how the hell did y'all get here? You want to just march against dads? You that bitter? What's going on? What's your thoughts on that?
I don't think it's right. Dads deserve a day just the same as mothers. There's single fathers, like Adrian, who take care of their kids and deserve to have the same thing as us mothers that work just as hard. There's fathers that work just as hard. There's men out there that don't get to see their children that would work just as hard if they were allowed to. They should be entitled to that day the same as us.
Great point. Yes, sir?
I say leave well enough for now.
Okay. How about you, boys?
Yeah, it's cool. I believe so, man. It's especially good fathers that do what they're supposed to do. You don't really think about a Father's Day. It's nice when it comes around. If it's good to feel the appreciation and that someone cares and loves you. But what is the whole point about not having Father's Day? What is the whole basis for that?
I guess they don't want. They feel as though a dad shouldn't be represented on any day.
Well, are they trying to end Mother's Day as well?
No, just Dad's Day.
Oh, that's crazy.
What's your thoughts?
Totally against it. There should definitely be a Father's Day.
Oh, great point. Great job. I tell you. Here's one for you. Are you okay with your child's mother or father turning homosexual or lesbian and raising your child? If they have full custody of that child and their lifestyle just went from A to Z, are you okay with that child seeing that lifestyle?
As long as it doesn't affect my child and you don't put it in front of my child.
That's not going to be in front of it.
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, they have to realize that it's there. The homosexuality is there. It's not going away anytime soon. You know, as long as, you know, they don't corrupt your kid, like, you know, by being intimate and stuff like that in front of them, there's boundaries. And as the other parent, you have to make sure that you set the boundaries with that parent. I mean, the law is not going to take the child away from that parent just because they are homosexual. They're not going to. That's not against the law to be homosexual. So, I mean, you don't have to like it, but you have to respect it. And it's going to, you know, if you cause animosity with that other person, then it's going to prevent you from being in that child's life, because they can do that because you're not the custodial parent. So it's just going to cause, and it's going to cause the child to be upset because you're causing conflict in the home with what's going on there already. It's you have to think about how your child's going to feel if you're fighting with dad or mom constantly because they're gay or lesbian. So, I mean, that you don't have to like it, but you have to respect it as long as it's not affecting the child.
Great point. You got something?
I just think you should just keep it traditional as far as the family setting. Even as the person that's gay, you know, I would think that they wouldn't want that around their children either. I mean, in the household, you're going to be exposed to, you know, I mean, how can you just keep that discreet from a child? I don't understand that. I mean, as far as visiting, yeah, you can visit dad or you can visit mom, but as far as being raised in that family setting, no, I don't think it's a good idea at all.
How about you, The Voice?
My personal opinion, I wouldn't know how to deal with that. I probably would have to be put in that situation to know.
Yeah.
But a good friend of mine, he's actually in that situation. His ex-girlfriend is a lesbian. And she's actually married to a woman. You know what I mean? So
I'll tell you.
It was something major that he had to get over with and deal with, you know. But my personal opinion is I believe a father and a mother, a man and a female, those dynamics were set in place for a reason. I believe a child needs to see a male in the house, needs to see a woman in the house, rather than seeing two males in the house, rather than seeing two women in the house. Now, I'm not judging anybody for their lifestyle, sexual preference, but that's just me. I really believe that God, the creator of all, really, he designed the world, you know, with all of its craziness in regards, you know what I mean, to what he wanted, you know. A boy needs to see a man in the house, and he needs to have the love of his mom, and a girl needs to have the protection of her dad, and a woman in the house to show her how to be a lady, you know?
Great point. How about you?
I pray I never have to experience it, but I don't know what the world's coming to with this. No comment.
So she said, no comment for you there, buddy. Jumping sardines. You and your significant other are broken up but still live together. Here's the options. You're going to like this one, Matasha. I'll show you.
Answer first.
Continue to sleep with each other, sleep with other people, or stop having sex until he or she moves out.
I would say stop having sex until he or she moves out.
Okay.
Just because of the fact, especially if there's kids if the kids are involved,
yeah,
definitely. You know, if you're both single because you break up, then it's be with whoever because nobody else is going to be harmed. But when you have kids in the home, because I did it with my ex.
Oh yeah.
I was 6 months we were broke up. We lived in the same home. We slept in separate bedrooms. He didn't bring nobody home. I didn't bring nobody home. And then when I moved out, then he moved his girlfriend in, like 2 weeks later. But, we had to keep that balance for the kids, and it was easier to adjust them with us breaking up by us not seeing other people than it would be to just throw somebody else into the situation when we're not even already out of this situation as it is.
Now, say you're coming home from the Puerto Rican home in Lorain, Ohio, all liquored up, and you're feeling yourself. You never crept in that room? You never knocked
I never felt myself that much.
No. You knocked on that door and heard it? Nothing?
No.
All
Did
right.
he come to your room?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Maybe she'll tell the truth next.
No, because he wanted to be in other people's rooms to begin with. That's why we broke up. So
He was a burglar?
no.
That guy,
In a way.
I'll tell you. He was stealing the bugs. I'll tell you.
In a way.
What you got on?
I agree with Natasha. I believe just keep it strictly cordial, and so I don't know what's the reason for the living arrangement in the first place, but no sex.
Oh, wowzers. How about you, The Voice?
I look at it, if we broke up, I'm moving out immediately. There's no need to even stay. You
Right.
know what I mean? That's foolishness. I'm cool.
That's my
Okay, what you got?
Sex brings on emotions, no sex.
Sex brings on emotions. I'll tell you. You heard it from JW. Here we go. A young girl, 13 years old, gets pregnant. Who's to blame? Here's your options. Is it bad parenting? Is it the daughter? Is it the community? Or is it that baby father who skeet, skeet, skeet? Oh! Who we got?
Collection of all four.
All four? Okay, there we go, JW. Who we got, The Voice?
Yes. I go with JW's answer.
All four.
Yep.
Who we got?
Yeah, I think they are.
All four?
Well, I'm not going to blame the community, and I mean that
I'm
doesn't,
blame the community.
that doesn't make sense. But I mean, it is going to be lack of parenting because you didn't teach your child properly, and it's also going to be on the 13-year-old because they know well enough. They learn enough in school about protection and things of that nature, and of course, baby dad's involved because he's part of it. So
Okay. Well, hey, T-Bo, can I say something?
Please.
You know what? To be honest, I don't think it's a lack of teaching. Sometimes I think it's sometimes it can be a lack of sheltering. Because some little kids, man, like especially I've come, being brought up in church and stuff like this. A lot of girls that their mom doesn't want, like they don't want them to get into stuff, or maybe they were wild back in the day
Right.
and they try to keep their daughter from that.
Too protect.
They
Yeah.
shelter them too much. So then when they get a taste of like anything that's not church and not home, you know what I mean? They just go crazy.
Like a pit bull.
And if they're not taught, especially at a young age, if you're not taught about safe sex and stuff like that, they don't know. They don't know to get a condom, or and then the mom don't want to deal with the reality of putting them on birth control. You know, so
we call those loose cabooses. I tell you, the loose caboose, loose cabooses, loose.
little baby back freaks.
Here we go. Let's see here. Can you be considered a good parent if you have overweight children? Just say your kid is just continuously going back and forth to the fridge. Get up in the middle of the night while you're sleeping and it's just hoarding the cupboards. Do you think...
Is that because I'm a big girl, Adrian?
No,
it's because I got bigger kids. I do have bigger kids.
See, I haven't seen the kids in a while. I just seen Beijing.
Is that why?
She's not big.
Did you say Beijing?
She calls my daughter.
Her name is Beijing?
No, her daughter. Her name is Mary. She just looks Asian, so we always call her that.
All right.
But no, it's not necessarily bad parenting. There could be reasons that the child is obese. There could be thyroid problems. My son takes a lot of medications for his bipolar disorder and stuff, which has made him gain weight. So it's not necessarily bad parenting.
Yeah.
But if you do have those parents that only, give their kids food to shut them up, that is bad parenting. Because there's other ways to keep your child active and out of your face. Give them books. Let them go outside.
Right.
You know what I mean? Buy them different, activities they can do. Not video games, because video games are not the way to keep your child out of your face.
Right.
That is a bad parent. That is a bad parent, keeping game systems.
Anybody else want to touch on it?
Yeah, I think it's bad parenting. I mean, I don't think it's bad parenting, but I think at a certain point someone has to step in. Like, you have people, the ones that come on more with the big kids and everything, they just feeding them. Yes, of course, that's bad parenting. But also you have to take in consideration as far as raising the kids. It's almost like when if you have a child and their teeth is messed up, as far as dental work. That's bad parenting. You have to be on top of that. You have to make sure that they're brushing their teeth and encouraging that their hygiene is okay. So as far as the overweight and everything, someone has to step in and stress the importance of it.
How about you, voice?
Put the fat jokers on a diet.
Okay.
Take away the cookies and the cheese sticks.
Right.
All of that. Pop.
I believe
And
that
man,
too.
you know, it's a lot of, it's, especially having an active lifestyle. And, you know, I speak a lot of stuff from a single parent perspective. It's easier for me to, you know, grab the kids something on the go and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's a blessing, man. Like my mom and my sister help me out as far as like home cooked meals when I don't have time.
Right.
So, man, it's just taking that extra step. Even, you know, a lot of people meal prep when they're trying to lose weight and work out. Do it for your kids sometimes,
Right.
you know, because
Same principles apply.
it's crazy stuff in this food, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's unhealthy. So you got to be mindful, man. You mess your kids up from a young age.
Speaking of that, I want to put this, dropping knowledge. This is the knowledge part of the show. Tilapia, the fish, actually has carbon monoxide in it. It says it clearly on the bag, and that's where, you know, us or just people don't take the time to read exactly what's on or what's in your food. It clearly states it right on the bag. You grab a fresh bag of tilapia, carbon monoxide is definitely in that fish. You know, so no more tilapia for Timor. You want to touch on that as far as the obese kid? Do you think it's
I'll just touch on the fact that Adrian said a lot of the parents are dieting and exercising. That, I think, is bad parenting. When parents are focused more on themselves than their kids.
Okay. Do you have any kids?
No, I don't.
I tell you,
Sade
doesn't have any
myself,
kids.
Right?
Awesome.
No kids.
No. That's good.
Well, any parting shots before we get out of here?
No. I'm good. Just thanking the Puerto Rican Home for us being here again today.
Send that address out again.
1603 East 28th Street, Lorain, Ohio.
And any specials that the Puerto Rican Home has going on during the week?
No, they just have the bike nights on Wednesdays and Fridays. They're talking about doing a ladies' night on Thursdays. I know this Saturday they have their little spring fling going on. So, yeah, that's going on. Yeah, other than that, no, nothing right now.
Okay. Ms. Camille, any parting shots before we get out of here?
She forgot to mention that she bartends up here.
This is true.
Occasionally, yeah, I bartend.
So for all you stalkers out there,
she's here at the Puerto Rican Home. Anything before we get out of here?
No, sir.
Thank you for having me.
And shout out your tax service one more
JW
time.
Tax and Consulting Services.
The address?
162 Kerr-Sutter Way, Elyria, Ohio. 440-326-1036.
You see everybody over there writing the number down.
I want to give a big shout out to my son. They got a big weekend coming up. Mo Williams Academy. It will be in Columbus this weekend. And like I say around this time all the time, when you're having fun, get to late early. Deuce.